Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, for the final game of the week in the NWO. As we have got a good one, two teams trying to claw their way back to 500 as we pass the midway point of season 3 of the NWO. We have the Texas Longhorns traveling up northwest to take on the Washington Huskies. I'm Idesh Gaming, joined in the booth here tonight by Mr. September. Sep, how are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man, and we are gonna have a good one here tonight. Two very different teams. One in Texas, very speed oriented on offense, and then Washington, very much slower pace to their game. How do you see this one playing out?
I think it's going to be interesting. Texas hasn't had the start that they've wanted necessarily, so they're probably going to want to try and bounce back this game. And Washington's had some good and close games this year, so I think we're going to get a close one. I think I think Washington's really going to try and dictate the pace and slow down Texas. Well, Texas is going to be more kind of a run and gun and put up points kind of thing.
Yeah, this one may come down to just who has the better defense and who is able to perform better in this weather. It is a downpour here up in the Pacific Northwest as Washington is getting ready to kick things off here. Texas will get the ball first to start this game. And we are underway here. Jones set back to return this one, and he will bring it out of his own end zone, about 3 yards deep. Going to bring it up the middle, now cutting to the left outside, and going to go out of bounds near the 28-yard line. So a 32-yard return for Speedy Jones.
Yeah, not a bad return there, bringing it out. You gain 3 yards there, and it's just take the knee, so can't ask for, um, you know, pretty good.
And that will set them up first and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And out comes this Texas offense with speed at literally every single position, Sep.
It's really a nightmare to cover. Juice Johnson, especially, and you obviously got Ricky Williams. I mean, it's a nightmare to cover.
Johnson comes out in a strong formation. Williams back there behind him. Sanders, the fullback, to the right. Is play action to Williams. Johnson under pressure, and he's going down. The ball comes out, but a Texas O lineman is able to get his hands on it, tackled down. It's a loss of 12. A horrible first play from scrimmage for the Longhorns.
Yeah, interesting. They start off the bat with a little play action. Maybe he thought Washington was going to come out and expect the run. Well, they brought the rush and got to the quarterback pretty quickly. Juice Johnson's got to hold on to that ball and make sure that doesn't happen again. But in these conditions, you're going to have a lot more of that happening.
Yeah, Texas has not played in many bad weather games so far here this season. Washington pretty used to it playing up here in the Pacific Northwest. They get a lot of rain here, so they're used to these wet balls like this that you get. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle these conditions.
Yeah.
Johnson comes out in the gun, trips to the left here for him. Second and 22, Johnson back to throw. Washington only brings 3 on the rush. Johnson now rolling out right, trying to extend the play. Now fires back across his body, and it's going to fall incomplete. Third and long coming up for the Longhorns.
A little zone from Washington there, and Broncos did a good job covering that deep post. So that would have got broken open, but he did a good job using it. So, great defense there. Now they're in a pretty deep hole here on 3rd and 22. Really got to get this and start off the game right.
They're all the way back at their own 16-yard line. They have to get all the way up to about the 38 to convert. Johnson in the gun. Pump fakes, has time, going to sit back and throw over the middle for Dean, and he's going to make the catch. It's going to be close. Bobby Dean down less than a yard away, about a foot away, and Texas, not even thinking about it, goes no huddle. They're going for it.
That formation right there is super hard to cover, especially if you're running zone.
Texas audibles into the strong formation. It's a fullback dive to Bobby Dean, who just made the big catch, and he gets the carry for 7 yards up the middle. Back-to-back big plays by Bobby Dean as Texas converts.
Hurry up, and then I don't know if he did a quick audible there and to that like offset dive, the fullback dive, but that's a smart play by him, and he gets the first down from 3rd and 22. This is huge for Texas here.
So that'll make it 1st and 10 now after the conversion. Ball on their own 44-yard line. Again, they go to the strong formation here with the fullback. It's going to be a pitch out to the right for Williams, and he's got nowhere to go. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage there on that one, as it's Jackson Sermon getting in the backfield and bringing him down.
Washington right now flying towards the ball. Looks like they're really trying to focus on Ricky Williams because they have, kind of shut down that run game right now.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Longhorns coming up. And Texas is going to have to start doing a better job of getting yardage on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, they really put themselves in some holes off the bat here.
Always got to be careful when you put yourself in a hole like this. 2nd and 10 now here. Johnson in the gun. Williams to his left. Trips to the short side to the right side of the field here. And it's going to be a handoff for Williams up the middle and somehow gets away from some defenders. Looked like he was going to get tackled at the line, spun away from it, and picks up 5. So it's going to be 3rd and manageable here.
It's a great effort by Ricky Williams. Looks like this Washington team's running a lot of zone right now, just based on what we've seen so far. And it seems like they're going to try and stick to that. So we just really have to start picking the holes in the zone here.
So that'll make it 3rd and 6 here near midfield. What do you expect from the Longhorns here?
I mean, I'm assuming a pass, probably over the middle as well. I think he's probably going to try to hit the seams here because you're probably going to see maybe some cover 3 here from Washington. So I would expect something over the middle here. It looks like cover 3.
Johnson in the gun here, 4 wide, spread out. Williams to his right. Washington showing pressure, and they are going to bring it. Quick throw there from Johnson. He finds Shipley on the outside, wide open, and he's got room down the right sideline, past the 20, down to about the 19-yard line. 32 yards for Jordan Shipley. And the Longhorns are inside the red zone for the first time here today.
Yeah, Revamp is really good at exposing man coverage. And you can see right there the Washington brought a blitz and a little man, and he hit up the curl route right there. And, yeah, they got a big play on that.
Yeah, Washington defender was just about half a step away from getting Johnson on the sack. Great job by him getting that ball out, as it's now 1st and 10. Johnson again in the gun, 4 wide, spread out. Washington comes out in what looks like a nickel formation here. Johnson making some changes here. Going to need to get the play off, and he does. Drops back to throw, and he's going to find Dean on a little crossing route there. And great juke move there by Bobby Dean. He has been the star of this first drive. 16-yard reception all the way down to near the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Longhorns.
That's a great hot route done by Revamp there. Really, it's a good route, drag route against his zone.
Here we go. 1st and goal. Johnson in the gun once again. Williams to his right, and Williams will get the ball here and going to get stuffed. Gets maybe a yard on that one, and it'll be 2nd and goal now.
Washington was really keyed in on that run, and that offset dive with the running back is super hard to stop when you're spread out like that. But they committed numbers up the middle. No, they probably knew what was coming, so did a good job of stopping it.
So 2nd and goal now, still at the 2-yard line, as we have passed the halfway point of the first quarter here on the first drive of the game. Johnson under center in a weak formation here. 2 wide receivers to the right here. Washington with 6 down linemen on the defensive front. Handoff to Jones, the backup running back. He's running backwards, and he's going to get taken down for a loss of 6. Speedy Jones going the wrong way there.
That's a great shoestring tackle for Washington there. 6-yard loss. Now this is probably a throwing scenario now instead of a kind of punch it in.
Yeah, can't run backwards like that this close to the goal line. You got to trust your blockers if you're getting the handoff there. Instead, it's going to be 3rd and goal all the way back at the 8-yard line now for the Longhorns. Washington hoping to bend but not break here on this drive. Would be huge if they could hold Texas to just 3. Johnson comes out under center. Trips bunch here to the right. Williams back there alone in the backfield. Shipley one-on-one out to the left. Johnson back to throw. He's looking, going to fire quickly over the middle for LaFleur, and he dropped it. Big hit, knocked the ball loose, and it's 4th and goal.
Once again, we can see maybe Texas not used to playing these conditions, so we might see some more drops like that later on in this game.
And now it's decision time here for the Longhorns. Do they take the three or do they try to go for it here in these rainy conditions?
This is a win for Washington here. Have someone at your 2 yard line and end up forcing them to a field goal. This is an absolute win, especially with an offense like Texas.
Field goal attempted by Robinson is up and good. So with 2:29 remaining in the first quarter, Texas has a 3-0 lead. But like you said, Sep, huge victory there by Washington, holding them to just a field goal.
I mean, you want to take any stop you can get against Texas because they are explosive. They've had a little bit of some defensive struggles this year, but on offense they are explosive, all of threats. So holding to a field goal is absolutely massive.
Robinson set to kick this one away, and Washington fields it deep inside their own end zone. Going to bring it out here, surprisingly. And oh, big hit there as Giles Jackson knocked down near his own 15-yard line.
Yeah, you lose 10 yards there, bringing that out. So, and then you take a big hit too. But lucky you hold on to the ball there.
Yeah, bad decision there, bringing that one out so deep as they will now start deep within their own territory. And here comes Washington with that big O line of theirs, just humongous guys there along that front five. Quarterback Sam Hurd going to hand off to the running back here to run it to the left side and going to get about 9 yards there. That's Richard Newton on the carry. And it'll be second and short coming up here.
And with that pinch line, Texas really got to win that battle up front because I mean, based on that, it looks like Washington's going to be able to run quite a bit. So they need to get a push, start winning that battle.
Yeah, here's their weights for the Washington starting O linemen: 322, 348, 304, 308, 339.
Some big dudes.
Big old boys. Washington comes out now, 2nd and 1 in the gun, motioning the tight end here. And it's going to be a read option. This time the quarterback's going to keep it. Hurd takes it right up the middle and gets about 6 yards. That'll move the chains quickly there for the Huskies.
It was a great fake. Defense was sold. You wonder if he cut it out a little bit more, he might have got a little more yards there, but he took it up and got the first down, 6 yard gain.
So that'll make it 1st and 10 now at their own 30-yard line here. Hurd comes out in the pistol formation. Newton back there behind him. 4 wide receivers spread out here for Washington. Texas in a base 3-4 set here. Washington brings a receiver in motion all the way over to the left side into the slot now. Going to need to get this play off quickly, and he does just in time. Now throwing quickly on a drag route there for Jalen McMillan. Gets about 3 on the short pass.
I was thrown into some coverage. The user was there, still made the play, got it 3 yards. There wasn't really too many people open, so it was a decent find.
So that will make it 2nd and 7 now at their own 34-yard line. Texas again coming out in a 3-4 formation, showing some pressure along that line of scrimmage there. It's going to be a handoff to Newton, and he's going nowhere. Gets maybe a yard, but it's going to bring up 3rd down. Big chance for Texas to get their defense off the field here.
This is huge right here, 3rd and 6. You can maybe force a punt here, and then you get the ball back, maybe go up by 2 scores. But based on what we saw on that first play, I mean, Texas is doing a good job filling that hole that time. You got to wonder, if that running back cuts it out the side, maybe you get the first down. But he looked like he was going up the middle.
Hurd comes out in the gun. 2 tight ends to the right here. Back to the throw. He's going to fire for one of those tight ends on a little crossing route and caught and good for 8. And that'll move the chains there. Cooper Garrison with his first catch of the day.
A little hurry up here.
And they will go hurry up after that first down here. Clock stops momentarily with 15 seconds left in the quarter. Hurd trying to get the play in now. As the clock starts up once again, motions are tight end out into the slot on the right here. And it'll be a handoff to Newton out to the right side. Finds a nice hole and cuts through it. Picks up 8 there. as that will most likely be the end of the first quarter. And at the end of one, number 22 Texas leads Washington 3-0 here.
One thing I'm noticing right now, both drives have been longer drives, and it's 3-0 at the end of the first. So I think the pace right now is favoring Junior Broncos and Washington right now.
Yes, this is definitely the style that Washington likes to play. You know, ground and pound sort of offense here as Hurd comes out 2nd and 2 now here at midfield. And it's a play action, and he's going to throw to one of his tight ends there on a quick corner route. Great play there, a pickup of about 15 yards there, as they'll be down near the 36-yard line.
Love the play action call there after run, 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 run. You know, throw that flag route and you lead it down right there. So the defender is going to have a hard time picking that off. It's a good play by the Junior Broncos there.
After this game, Washington will have another home game against Iowa, one of the better teams in the entire NWO. Is Hurd going to keep it, now pitching it on the triple option, and pitch guy, not much room to work, gets about 4 on that one.
If you get 4 yards every play, though, you eventually get a first down. So you got to take that any day you want it.
So that'll make it 2nd and 6 now at about the 32-yard line here for the Huskies. Hurd comes out in the pistol once again, trips to the left to the short side now. Newton back behind him, now motioning the tight end out one-on-one wide. And it'll be a handoff stretch run here for Newton to the left side, and he'll get a couple. And once again, Washington is facing a third down. It'll be 3rd and 4 coming up.
It seemed like there's a lot more space over there, but that closed down quickly. Texas did a good job there. Texas seems to be running a lot of zone blitzes, it seems, on this drive. It seems what they're really wanting to pick here.
So they're with just on the edge of field goal range here for Washington, hopefully trying to get a few more yards to try to make this a field goal attempt a little bit easier if they do have to settle. Hurd comes out in the gun, motions one of his tight ends over to the right. It'll be a handoff for Newton, trying to find some space, and he can't find it. Tackle down. Forward progress will give him a yard, and Newton seems to be injured now.
They did a great job filling the holes. There was nothing there. I couldn't tell if that was a read option or not based on the quarterback's animation, but I mean, they did a great job filling those holes and got a stop there. So we'll see if they go. They are going for it.
4th and 3 here. Now Hurd rolling out to the right, firing, and he's got a man behind the defense, and he's into the end zone. And just like that, Washington takes the lead here.
Wow, I have never seen that route before. That was I don't know if you saw it. He kind of was like going across the middle. It looked like he had space, and he cut back to the right, kind of towards like a flag route kind of thing, wide open. I've never seen that before. That was a beautiful route. Absolutely sold the man coverage.
Extra point is up and good. So with 5:04 remaining in the first half, Washington has the lead 7-3 over Texas.
That's big, especially on 4th and 3. That is a huge play for Washington there.
Kickoff is away here now, and Jones set back to return it. And he will just take this one out to the 25, and that's where Texas will start their second drive of the game.
So let's see how Texas starts off here. We'll see. Maybe try and get Ricky Williams more involved, or are they going to try and throw it around a little bit more? Maybe use his juice legs. We'll see what they do here.
So here comes Juice Johnson and the Texas offense at their own 25-yard line on 1st and 10. We'll see if maybe they can get Ricky Williams going a little bit more, try to get this offense working a little bit better. Johnson in the gun, 2 tight end set. Washington with a lot of guys in the box looking to stop Ricky Williams. And it'll be a read option, and Johnson going to keep it, trying to find some room on the outside. Great spin move, makes a guy trip, and it'll get about 8 there. 2nd and 2 coming up.
Is he explosive or what? If using Juice Johnson's legs opens up so much for the rest of the offense because you have to respect that and put a spy on him every time. So if he gets him going, that's really going to open up everything else. Ricky Williams and the passing game.
Johnson in the gun on 2nd and 2. Three wide receivers and a tight end on the field. Williams to Johnson's right in the gun. Drops back to throw. Washington bringing pressure. Now Johnson forced out of the pocket. Has to roll away. And just going to throw this one incomplete into the dirt there. 3rd down coming up.
Great job by the pass rush there because if they didn't get there at that time, that X route had came open right then, but they couldn't throw it in time because the pass rush got there. So that's a great job by the D line there for Washington.
So 3rd down now. Big opportunity for the Huskies. Texas with the ball at their own 33-yard line.
Offset
Johnson
eye
comes
here.
out. Strong formation here. 2 wide receivers out to the left. 3rd down. Johnson got to get this play off quick. Only a few seconds left, and he does. Washington brings pressure, but somehow Johnson able to get it away and finds time there. Great touch pass there, floating it over the defender.
Yeah, with the defenders in his face, a great audible as well.
And Texas will go no huddle here. They stay in the strong formation, Johnson under center on 1st down after the conversion. Fullback motions over to the left side. And it'll be a stretch run here for Jones out to the left. And again, he runs backwards, trying to find some room and doesn't find it. Tackled for a loss of 5.
Yeah, that's the same thing that he did earlier in the game. I think Speedy Jones got 2 carries for -11 right now. So we're gonna have to see some of that speed here to get back above 0 here. Back positive.
So it's 2nd down, 15 yards to go. Ball at their own 40-yard line as we come up on 4 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And again, this rain just continues to pour down and shows no sign of stopping anytime soon. Johnson under center in the strong formation. 2 wide receivers, tight end, and Sanders, the fullback, on the field. Ricky Williams Jr. in the backfield. Johnson making some changes here to the play. Brings LaFleur in motion. Johnson back to throw. Has time. Now throws for LaFleur on a quick little drag. Gets about 4. It'll still be 3rd and long coming up.
It really looks like Washington's defense right now is trying to keep everything in front of him. That zone again is really the only thing that's getting open right now is those drag routes. So I think he's trying to keep everything in front of him, and he's doing some interesting little change, like motioning his players a little bit on his defense. Like the left corner, he kind of brought him inside to kind of cover that post. It was really interesting.
So 3rd and 11, ball at their own 45-yard line. Again, Washington will get the ball to start the second half, so Texas really needs a score here on this possession before halftime. Johnson in the gun, 5 wide, spread out. He'll drop back to throw. Immediately forced out of the pocket, has to roll right. Looking, gonna throw deep down the field, and he finds Dean once again. Oh, and he breaks off a tackler, tackled down finally after a huge gain down near the 16-yard line.
What a play by Juice Johnson there, in his face off the bat. Rolls out, creates some time. Dean breaks off his route. Beautiful touch pass on the run. And, that was a great play and a huge play at that, too.
Yeah, being able to make that throw in the rain on the run, very impressive. A gain of more than 20 yards on that one. It's 1st and 10 now. Longhorns back inside the red zone. 3 minutes before halftime now. Johnson comes out in the gun. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Williams to his right. Washington in a 3-3-5 formation here. Johnson back to throw, looking, going to fire over the middle for Ricky Williams on the Texas route, and he's going to stumble, bumble, and rumble his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns.
Man, those Texas routes are so hard to cover for the defense. And with a guy like Ricky Williams, you get him involved in the pass game as well. Pretty hard to stop. Look at that. And that was a long drive as well. We got 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in the second here.
Extra point is up and good. And so, with only 2:46 remaining before halftime, Texas has a 10-7 lead.
This is a big drive for Junior Broncos though, because he gets the ball at half, if I remember correctly. So he can possibly drive down here, score, leave no time left, and get the ball back. These next couple minutes in the game, in my opinion, are the most pivotal. This last like 3 minutes in the second, and then the next 3 minutes in the third are really the most pivotal parts of the game, in my opinion. So we're getting ready to get there.
And after that return, Washington will start this drive at their own 26-yard line. Much better starting field position than they had on their first drive, which ended in a touchdown. First and 10 here, Hurd in the gun. Two running backs back there with him. Puts a receiver in motion now. And it's going to be a fake, and Hurd going to keep it. Takes it up the middle for a gain of about 3.
There you go, great coverage there from the Texas defense there. Rams user was there, ready for the read option. He had to cut it up more central than I think he wanted to, but still got a 3 yard gain for Washington. It's not bad. So I think Washington's going to really start draining this clock here. I think.
So it'll be 2nd and 7 after the QB run there. Ball at their own 29-yard line. Hurd comes out in the pistol. Two running backs back there with him. Two wide receivers and a tight end in the formation. Going to motion his receiver into the slot on the right now. And it's another option play. Hurd going to pitch it now to his running back behind him, and he gets maybe 3 on that one. So 3rd and medium coming up now as we're under 2 minutes remaining in the half.
And so one of my favorite things to do right there is motion the receiver away and create some open space. The Texans did a good job even covering that and limiting the yards. 3rd and 4 here. This is big.
Hurd in the pistol trips to the short side of the left, now putting the tight end one-on-one out wide. He likes that look out there. It's going to be play action. Now Hurd rolling, trying to get away from the defender. Now just going to take off with the legs, and he's going to get hit short of the first down. As the clock continues to tick, it's going to be 4th and about a foot.
He had that guy right off the play action. I'm surprised he didn't throw it.
And Washington going to go no huddle now, getting into a tight formation here. Hurd, QB sneaks it, and it's going to be close. They're going to give him the first on forward progress. Washington calls timeout. 1:11 remaining here before half.
Having that sneak on your quick audibles is absolutely clutch. You can hurry up there, instantly go to a sneak before they're ready to even get their snap. They weren't even ready for the snap yet, and they're already sneaking it.
So now it's 1st and 10 here for the Huskies after that 4th and inches conversion at their own 38-yard line here.
Oh, this could be potentially dangerous for Revamp here.
Hurd in the gun, 5 wide here. Going to motion his receiver from tight out wide, one-on-one out there. Hurd back to throw, has plenty of time back there. Going to fire over the middle on a little drag route. Gets about 4 before he goes down. Clock continues to run now.
The Texas corners have struggled a little bit this year, but on that play they had some great coverage. Looks like we're going to see 5 wide again from Washington.
It's going to be 2nd and 6 now at the 42-yard line. Hurd again, 5 wide for him, and he's going quick over the middle, and he's got his man, breaks off a tackler, gets a couple more yards down near midfield. First down, Washington, and this is where they go no huddle.
Yeah, they're going to start picking up the pace here. They drain their clock. That 5 wide is just so hard to cover in this game.
Hurd trying to get the play in here. Clock starts running again. 40 seconds. Hurd snaps it, drops back, throwing out to the left side, and a great play there by the corner to knock that ball out.
I don't know if you saw R1. It was a touchdown right there. I noticed at the pre-snap he had 2 guys on the left side of the field covering 2 guys on the right side, and one of the guys didn't get over, and he had just a lob for a touchdown there. There was nobody behind him.
Yeah, Johnson seemed to not see that, was looking for that quick out route all the way there on that one. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Hurd in the gun, 4 wide spread out. Now bringing a receiver in motion here. Going to need to get the playoff soon, and he does. And immediately under pressure, a mismatch along the right side of the offensive line, and Hurd goes down immediately. Washington forced to use their second timeout.
See, that's an interesting timeout to me. 3rd and 19. I mean, it's everyone has their own preferences, but I don't know if I want to call a timeout there and potentially give Revamp more time to drive down and score before the half. If he doesn't get this, obviously.
Yeah, he's obviously trying to get it here with calling that timeout. Hurd in the gun, 2 running backs back there with him, 3 wide receivers. Jackson in the slot to the right. Hurd has time now, throwing towards the outside, and Crawford in coverage somehow gives up the catch. And
Wow.
Washington comes down with it there. It's McMillan with about a 20-yard reception there.
You can see Coach Revamp is clearly not happy about that, and I would not be either. The corner's got to make a play on that ball.
Hurd in the gun now as they go no huddle. He'll snap it back to throw under pressure and hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete. 2nd down now, 20 seconds left as the clock stops.
This Texas pass rush has been really ramping it up on this drive. You got the sack just now, and they're in Washington's face, so they're really putting some pressure on him.
Ball at the 32. This is going to be close to field goal range for Washington. They're wanting to get at least a few more yards if they do have to settle for a field goal. Of course, they would love a touchdown here to regain the lead. Hurd back to throw now, firing, and somehow Crawford gives up another catch. Not sure how that happened, but it's going to be a catch there of about 14 as Washington goes no huddle.
I have a feeling Coach Regam's going to have some choice words for Crawford whenever they get to the locker room.
And Washington will spike the ball there with 13 seconds left before half, looking to preserve that timeout. That makes it 2nd and 10.
If Washington keeps making those tight throws, Texas is going to pick one of them off at some point. Right now, they're kind of getting bailed out by Crawford, kind of not, covering properly. But that will lead eventually to an interception. So they got to be a little more careful on those throws because that's not always going to work like that.
So 2nd and 10 at the 15 after the spike. Stops the clock with 13 seconds left. Washington still with a timeout. Hurd in the gun. And it'll be play action here. Now moving out to his right, trying to extend the play, looking towards the end zone. It's intercepted! Intercepted! And Texas is not going to relinquish the lead here before halftime. A great defensive stop there.
Well, I kind of feel bad for Washington. I think I kind of spoke that into existence. I don't know. But it was that same route that they ran earlier, that kind of fake crossing route that cuts back out to the outside that they got that big play on earlier. But this time Texas was ready, and they picked it.
But now they are at their own 2-yard line here. Johnson under center. Got to be careful to not give up the safety here. Johnson back to throw now with only 5 seconds left before half. Rolls out to his right. Has some room in front of him. Past the 35. Down near the 40 as he's tackled down. And that will be the end of the first half after a big run there by Johnson. But at halftime, Texas with a slim lead here in Washington. It's 10-7 Longhorns.
Man, the blocker got in the way, right in his way at the end. And you got to wonder if that would have been a little bit of a longer run, maybe even a touchdown. I'd like to check the heart rate over there on Washington. I thought he busted out of the backfield and there was nobody in front of him.
Yeah, Coach Revamp not happy with the blocker there, getting in the way of his star quarterback. And as you see here on screen, next week, Texas, still on the road, goes back across the country to take on Michigan, while Washington will stay right here as one of the top teams in the NWO, and the Iowa Hawkeyes comes into town.
This game right here is a big one. I'm excited to see this one. 2 undefeated teams, Texas A&M versus Miami. Miami's playing pretty good football right now, and so is A&M, so that'll be a really exciting one. Make sure to tune into that one.
And Texas really hoping to win this game and try to keep pace with some of the top teams in the Pac-12, because you've got Miami and A&M the two undefeated teams. They'll face off against each other next week. Oklahoma's 5-1, Wisconsin 4-2. Texas really needs to win this game in order to keep pace. Meanwhile, Washington just trying to avoid sliding even closer towards Tennessee in that Big 12 that really Iowa's been dominating so far this season.
Yeah, I was playing really good football. Other than the Miami game, I mean, he is playing some good football. He's gonna run the ball on you, so it's gonna be exciting to see what he's gonna do, for sure. Well, what was your takeaway from the half here, Idesh?
My takeaway is that neither team could really get their rhythm going offensively. And Washington, had a chance there to take the lead there at the end, but just a bad throw there, forcing that sort of pass, just really not what you want to see from them. Whichever team can get some sort of rhythm going here on offense in the second half is going to be the team that ends up winning this game.
You can see some of the results from this week. Oklahoma beat Michigan 45-20. Or I think it was 28-27. Miami SMU, that was 45-20. That was not even close. But so yeah, who like from the half right there? What I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking the pace right now is really favoring Junior Broncos, but that interception right before the half is it swings so much because you go from possibly tying the game and then getting the ball back, or even scoring, getting the ball back, and then potentially making it a two-score game, and then still kind of playing this back and forth game with revamp. So, I mean, I love it though because it is a close game. It's gonna be an exciting game for us.
Yeah, and I think this first drive after halftime is going to tell us a lot. If Washington is able to recover from that interception and march down the field and get a touchdown on this first drive, that's going to give them a huge momentum boost. But if Texas comes out here and gets them in a 3-and-out or gets another turnover on this first drive defensively, that is going to swing the momentum all the way towards the Longhorns.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a must, almost like a you have to must score kind of situation here for Washington, because if they don't even get a field goal on this drive, it really does swing that momentum. And revamp will play with momentum, and it could possibly get away from Washington.
And so both coaches are back now here as we are getting ready, moments away from the start of the second half now, as you see the first half stats there. Both teams doing well in the passing game. And in terms of the running game, neither team really able to get a whole lot going. But the main thing that I see there is both teams able to convert multiple times on third down and fourth down as well.
And I also notice how even it is. I mean, there's not too much discrepancy between the two sides other than the turnover right before the half.
Yeah, so this has been a very evenly matched first half. We'll see if that continues here into the second half, and if so, we should be in store for a heck of a finish here, Sep.
Oh yeah, it should be an exciting one. Another thing that I noticed though is we were talking about how the big Washington O line, but I mean look at the yards per carry there, 12 rushes for 33. That's a little under 3 yards per carry. And on that last possession, that pass rush was getting right to the quarterback every time. So we need to see better play from, or Washington needs to see the better play from their O line.
Yeah, they definitely need better protection on offense, and it looks like we are just moments away now from the second half getting ready to kick things off here. But thank you all again for tuning in here. This is the NWO Season 3, the final game of Week 8. Tomorrow night, we do kick off a Week 9 right here. And that'll be a 9:30 Eastern Time kickoff between Tennessee and Oklahoma. As Robinson able to kick this one away, and the second half of this one's underway. Washington going to bring this one about 7 yards deep in their own end zone here, trying to cut out to the left side, but tripped up down near the 17.
It seems like Washington's been struggling on those kick returns. They start the 15-yard line on one drive and the 17 here. You got to wonder if they want to start taking knees in the end zone, maybe.
Not great starting field position for them here as it's 1st and 10. And going to be interesting to see how they respond after getting so close to the end zone there before halftime. Hurd in the gun here. Two tight end set for the Huskies, and it's going to be a counter run here to the left side for Newton, and he'll get about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
And the hole was there. The hole was there. It seemed like he kind of missed the hole a little bit, ran to the back of his lineman. Still, like I said, you can't complain too much about 4 yards.
So that'll make it 2nd and 6 at their own 21-yard line. And this is what Washington does best: run the ball, ground and pound sort of offense. We saw them try to get a little bit too cute with the passing in that first half. You can see if they try to go more ground heavy here. As Hurd in the pistol now, puts the receiver in motion. Texas crowd in the box here. 9 guys in the box for the Longhorns. Make that 10 guys in the box, technically. And it's going to be an option play here. Hurd can't get the pitch off, and he's going down. No gain on that one. It's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, we saw that play earlier and looked like Texas was ready for it that time.
Yeah, and if you're Hurd there, you need to recognize that you've got way too many guys in the box. Even if this is a triple option play, they've got everyone accounted for. You need to switch out of that run into some sort of a pass there.
Well, Texas likes to show a lot of guys sometimes, and sometimes they're not actually blitzing. It's one of their favorite things to do.
3rd and 6 now here for the Huskies. Hurd in the gun. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the left. Newton back there with him. Hurd has time to throw now, rolling out to his right under pressure, and he's just going to take off with it and tackled from behind, but he'll fall forward for a gain of about 9. And he is clutching his chest now here. He is injured, and that'll most likely bring in the backup quarterback, Dylan Morris.
I thought that was for sure a sack. I can't believe he outran that D lineman for so long, but a great play by the quarterback there. It looks like we're going to see the backup here. Hopefully he's not injured too bad. We can come back right back in.
And that'll bring in the 5th-year senior, Dylan Morris, in at quarterback. Triple option play here for the Huskies. It's going to be a pitch, and good pitch there as the receiver able to cut back in and gets about 10. Going to be just shy of the first down marker there.
That was a great play, great cut, little spin move. But they are loving this triple option right now. I can't even. I forgot. I've lost count of how many we've seen.
And here he is in the pistol now for Washington. Newton back there in the backfield. And it's going to be another option play. This time Newton gets the handoff, makes a man miss, and picks up about 8. Another good run play here for Washington.
And Thomas was there, filled the hole, and just didn't make the play. A great little cut by the running back to gain some extra yards.
So that'll make it 1st and 10 now at their own 45-yard line. Washington comes out in the pistol formation, 2 wide receivers set here for him. Texas showing pressure here. Man in motion here for Washington. And it'll be play action now. Quarterback rolling out to his right, trying to get away from the pressure. Just got to get rid of it now. Hit as he throws. And it falls incomplete there for Morris.
That's a great pass rush. Another zone blitz from Texas there again. They're doing a great job covering and getting pressure to the quarterback. Washington's having to work for every little yard that they're getting right now.
So that'll make it 2nd down now for the Huskies. Had some good momentum going with the run game, but hopefully that doesn't stall out here for them. Morris comes out in the gun, two running backs back there with him. The speedy Jackson in the slot to the right now. And it's going to be a counter run here for Newton to the left side. Runs over a defender and tackled down, gain of 9. And this running game has really come alive now here for the Huskies.
Yeah, they're having a lot of success just doing like traditional runs instead of the option. I'd like to see more of that kind of running.
They go no huddle, same formation. This time a handoff for Cam Davis to the left side, and he gets about 6. First down, Huskies.
This they were under 3 yards per carry at half, and I think that's number starting to go up and up and up. Man, 30 yards in the first half. I would not be surprised if they were getting ready to hit that right now.
Washington now on the Texas side of the field at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, as we're now halfway through this third quarter. Morris, the backup quarterback, quick throw out to the right. He was under pressure, but got it away quickly to his receiver, who breaks a tackle, breaks free, and tackled down near the 21-yard line. Good gain there of about 15.
Yeah, great screen. I think he was expecting to, have a little more, get hit there, but he just was trucking air because the defender missed, so he started stumbling. He could have probably got more yards on that if that didn't happen.
So they'll mark it at about the 22-yard line. First down, Washington here. Morris in the gun. 3 wide receivers, tight end to the right. Now motions one of his receivers out to the left here. Newton to his left in the backfield there. And it's going to be a draw play now here for Newton. Takes it to the right side and gets about 4. Second down, Washington.
It's rare you see some success from a draw, especially in this game. But yeah, they ran that good and they got 4 yards.
So that'll put them at the 18, back inside the red zone here. Last time they were in the red zone, they ended up with the interception. That was their only trip to the red zone so far here today. 2nd and 6 now here for them. Morris in the gun, 3 wide receivers with the 2 running backs back there. They've been liking that formation so far here today as Newton takes the counter to the left side, picks up a good chunk of yardage, and falls down near the 7. That's a gain of about 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Washington.
And we saw that same counter earlier in the drive, and it worked once again. And this is a big drive from Washington. I mean, look at the clock right now. We're almost at 2 minutes. This is almost a 5-minute drive. Texas hasn't even seen the football field yet. For all Texas offense, I mean.
Yeah, and that definitely takes some momentum away from Texas after how they ended that first half. It's going to be big if Washington can punch this in for 6. It's a read option now. The speeder quarterback is going to bring it and takes it for about 3 or 4 yards there on that one. That's number 6, Camden Sermon.
This was a poor read from the quarterback there. I feel like if you hit it off to the running back, that probably was a touchdown. But he still got a couple of yards there, and it's 2nd and goal from the 3. A needed touchdown here.
It's only 3 yards away from taking the lead here. Under 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. This drive is taking a long time. Washington may very well take up almost all of the third quarter here. And now Newton going to get the handoff. Carried to the left side, and he's in untouched. Touchdown, Washington, and they regain the lead here.
And starting quarterback came back in for that play there, so it's good to see that he's not injured anymore. And that was a great patience from the running back to not cut that up too soon. Kind of be patient, go out to the outside, and score right there. It's a big touchdown for Washington to respond there and take that much time off the clock.
Extra point is up and good. So with only 1:38 remaining after that first drive of the second half, Washington leads this one over Texas 14-10. Now Texas back there ready to return, hoping that they can answer that long drive by Washington. Kickoff is away here. Texas set to return. Jones going to bring it out of his own end zone here, trying to find space, and he will not. Stopped inside his own 15, back near the 12. Horrible starting field position for the Longhorns.
It seems like almost both teams are doing it now, where they are bringing it out from the back of the end zone, and they are struggling with field position. I mean, they're making their drives, almost 10 yards longer every time.
So it's first and 10 at their own 12. Minute 35 remains here in the third quarter. Johnson in the gun here, three wide receivers. Ricky Williams Jr. to his left in the backfield. Johnson back to throw, trying to set up a screen for Williams. And Williams basically gets tackled by his own lineman there, trying to get out there to get a block. And tackled down after a gain of only about 3.
And there was some space there as well. That could have been a big play, but it seems like Texas guys are just trying to tackle their own dudes. So yeah, I'm sure Coach Rubin was not very happy about that. That should have been much more than 3 yards.
Yeah, second time today, a Texas O lineman got in the way of a big play there, as it's now 2nd and 7. Texas really needing to answer that long Washington drive.
And Texas taking their time picking their play. That play clock's coming down. Almost down to 12 seconds now.
Yeah, Johnson just now breaks the huddle, needs to get this play off quickly here, still trying to make some adjustments to it. And it's going to be a handoff for Ricky Williams up the middle, and he's going nowhere, going backwards, a loss of about 1.
They have kept Ricky Williams under control here today. He has not been very influential today.
So just like that, it's 3rd and 8 at their own 14-yard line here for the Longhorns. Washington has just absolutely dominated this third quarter.
Yeah, so far Texas only has 2 yards in this quarter, which is absolutely absurd.
But they only have 2 plays so far in this quarter.
Exactly. Exactly.
Johnson now in the gun on third down here. 3 wide receivers. Williams to his right. He'll drop back to throw. Throwing quickly to the outside, and he's got LaFleur on the quick out. He'll pick up about 10 there, out of bounds, and it'll move the chains for the Longhorns.
See, Broncos did that same thing again where he moved that corner inside. Maybe Revamp recognized that and audible to an out route there.
So that'll place them at about the 24-yard line after LaFleur steps out of bounds there.
I think this play has potential to be big here. Read option.
Should be the final play here of the third quarter. Johnson making some changes here at the line. And he will not get the play off before the quarter ends. So get those fours up, everybody. We're going to the fourth quarter with a tight one here. It's 14-10. Washington leads it over the Longhorns here on the NWO.
It's if you're Revamp here, definitely kind of scared to give Washington the ball back here at any time in the quarter because you can see they can take a 5-minute drive and make that the last possession, really limiting Texas possessions this game.
So we will start the fourth. 1st and 10 now here for the Longhorns at their own 24-yard line. See if they can break off a big play here. Maybe Ricky Williams can get something going here in this fourth quarter to give them some momentum. Johnson comes out in the gun, back to pass, under pressure, now throwing towards the outside, and he's got time once again, tiptoeing towards the sideline for a gain of 10 and a first down.
Definitely seems like Revamp's having some trouble picking plays that he's liking right now. He's really just scrolling through the playbook and not seeing anything that he likes very often.
So that'll make it 1st and 10 now at their own 35-yard line here. And a couple of great throws here by Johnson has this Texas offense rolling when they look kind of dead in the water at the beginning of this drive. Johnson in the gun here, 3 wide receiver. Williams to his right, brings a man in motion. Now going to set up another screen here for Ricky Williams. He's got some blocks. Good blocks out in front, out to the left side. He's going to be, he's still on his feet somehow, down near the 46-yard line. Gain of about 12.
That play has seemed to become a favorite in the NWO. A lot of people in the NWO run that. It's such a good play. You got the screen to the right and the screen to the left. It's pretty darn hard to cover.
That'll make it 1st and 10 now for Texas at the 46 of Washington. Just under 30 seconds here into this fourth quarter. Johnson comes out under center in the I formation. Williams back there in the backfield. It'll be a play action. Johnson rolling out to his right. Now just going to take off with the legs and going to get hit and goes down after a gain of about 13 on the play. First down, Texas.
This is where I was. You get worried about a fumble there. You got to wonder if Washington's going to start spying him because, I mean, Juice Johnson's going to be able to roll out and make plays with his feet if nobody's open.
So 1st and 10 now at about the 34. Texas getting closer to field goal range, but they are looking for a touchdown here. Would not want to settle for a field goal this late in the game. Johnson comes out under center. Bunch to the right. Williams back there in the backfield. Shipley one-on-one out to the left.
Yeah, he's probably going to look Shipley here. See if he breaks that press.
Nope. Johnson back to throw. Now fires over the middle for time and knocked down incomplete. Good play by the defender on that one.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he was really dependent on that Shipley to break that press. And when he didn't, he kind of panicked a little bit and just threw it to somebody.
So that'll make it 2nd down after the incompletion. First incompletion for Johnson in a few plays there. Now Johnson comes out in weak formation. 2 wide receivers, tight end, and Sanders the fullback back into the game now. Johnson back to throw immediately under pressure. Throws a quick out to Shipley, and it's off his hands. Bounces off of his hands. It would have been a 1st down and more, but instead it's 3rd down back at the 34.
Like we said at the beginning of the game, this rain I think is going to really affect Texas more. You can see there was a drop in a crucial situation. Now we're seeing 3rd and 10 here.
Third down here, big opportunity for the Huskies. Johnson comes out in the strong I formation.
Okay, one route here probably. Got that X route.
LaFleur in motion. Johnson back to throw. Has time. Now rolling out to the right. Looking. Going to take off with the legs. And going to get hit down after a gain of about 5. So it's 4th down here. We'll see what Texas decides to do with 5:40 remaining in the fourth quarter.
I don't know about that call there on 3rd and 10 with the offset I. There didn't seem like too many receivers. And Washington did a great job covering that flag route, pressing the receiver and the user coming over and covering it. And so Juice Johnson had to use his legs and picked up 5 yards. Big 4th and 5 here.
Huge play here for the Longhorns. They need a conversion desperately at the 29-yard line. 4th down here. Huskies looking to get the turnover on downs. Would be huge for momentum for the Huskies here. Johnson in the gun, 5 wide here for him. They'll hike it. Washington brings 5. Johnson trying to get outside. They have the spy on, but it's not going to matter, and it does matter because Johnson's going to come up a half-yard short of the 1st down. Clutch play by the Huskies. They're getting the ball back.
What a play by Washington. And like 49er George said here in the chat, he was tired AF, and I think that came into play there and why he wasn't able to run for that 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like he slowed up a little bit there near the end of that play, just didn't have the juice to get there. And it's almost picked right back off by Washington. Dangerous throw by the Huskies right after the turnover. They almost gave it right back.
Yeah, they've made a lot of throws like that today, and it's kind of surprising Texas has only had 1 interception today. I'm not sure why Washington's right now is straying away from what was working last drive and pounding the rock.
And Coach Revamp not happy whatsoever. He knows that was a huge opportunity, and his defense couldn't come up with the big play. Now it's 2nd and 10 at their own 25 for the Huskies here. 3 wide out to the left. Hurd in the gun. Newton back there to his right. Texas comes out in a 3-4. Hurd back to throw. Has time now looking for his running back, and it's knocked down incomplete. So just like that, third down for Washington here. Big opportunity for the Longhorns.
What a play! What a play by the defender. And right now, I think only like 10 seconds have came off the clock here too, because I've had two incompletions. So I mean, right now Washington's they're not wasting too much time here on this possession.
So third and 10. Hurd now in the gun, 5 wide for him. He'll drop back to throw. Throwing quickly out to the left. It's caught, but tackled down immediately. He only gets maybe a yard. Clock does start ticking, but that's going to be 4th and 9 now, deep in your own territory if you're Washington.
Huge stop for Texas. That was absolutely huge. Not only did they get the stop, it was a 3-and-out. Oh, and Washington's going. I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
Washington will keep their offense out on the field. Risky move here. It just might pay off. Very bold strategy by the Huskies. We will see if it pays off here. 4th and 9. Hurd in the gun. 5 wide for him here. Making a lot of changes here at the line. Going to need to get this play off, and he does. Dropping back, has time, going to the left side here. Great play by the defender, one-on-one, knocks the ball down. Turnover on downs, give the ball right back to Texas.
That's 4 straight big plays by the Texas secondary there. You gotta wonder though, the call to go for it on 4th down with how great your defense has played all day. Now you give them a really short field and momentum here.
This is exactly what you want if you're Texas. You drop the pick, but you still get the turnover on downs. I mean, this is huge. Already close to the red zone, basically picking up right where you left off. Johnson in the gun, 3 wide with 2 running backs back there with him. Making some changes now at the line.
Looks like so.
Washington crowding the Brocs. They bring pressure here. Johnson forced out, rolling right, looking for LaFleur, and it's incomplete. Couldn't get his hands on it, and it'll be 2nd down.
And both offenses are having to work for what they're trying to get. It is a struggle on both sides here. Great coverage on both ends.
Yeah, definitely a hard-fought slobber knocker of a game here in the rain in Washington. Texas looking to move back to 500 and try to keep pace within their conference. Washington also trying to do the same here. It's going to be a close one down to the wire here, folks. 2nd and 10 for the Longhorns. Johnson under center. Going to bring LaFleur in motion to the left. Play action to Williams looking, and he's going to fire for LaFleur out on the wheel out, and he can't hold on. Drops another pass, and it's 3rd down just like that for the Longhorns.
Man, they are really struggling this rain right now. You had the drop, 3 drops on offense, and then the drop pick on defense. Man, Texas, you can tell they're really not used to this kind of downpour that Washington's used to living up in the Pacific Northwest here.
So 3rd down here. You got to imagine Texas is in 4-down territory again here. Down by 4, you need a touchdown. 4 minutes left in this game. Johnson comes out in the gun. Bunch set to the left here. Williams to his left there in the gun. LaFleur one-on-one out to the right. He'll drop back to throw, looking, and he's going to fire for Shipley on a drag route. Makes a man miss and picks up 7. Now it's 4th and 3.
It'd be interesting. I mean, assuming they're going to go. Yeah, there they go.
Texas not even going to think about it. Probably had this play scripted. Goes no huddle here. 4th and 3. We're under 4 minutes left in this game. Johnson trying to get the play in from the sideline here. Washington crowd making it difficult for him on their feet. They are excited. They want to see their team knock off a top 25 team. Now Johnson changes the play, goes under center here. Tight formation here. Williams back there alone in the backfield. Johnson drops back to throw. Going to fire again for Shipley on the drag route. Cuts upfield, spins outside, makes men miss. Picks up the 1st down and more. Gain of 7. It's 1st-and-goal Longhorns.
Shipley with back-to-back big plays there. What a clutch conversion here. But, I mean, the way the clock is looking, even if Junior Broncos gives up a score, the clock still kind of favors Washington.
So first and goal here. Texas cannot get another first down but without scoring. Johnson in the gun, 3 wide to the right here for him. Williams to his left in the backfield.
That'd be a big play. Might be a touchdown here.
Johnson going to keep it on the read option, trying to find space. Now running backwards, now tripped up, still running backwards. A huge loss. And Johnson going to lose close to 20 yards on that play. Second and goal, all the way back at the 23.
Man, what a great block shed by that lineman. Because if he did not do that, I think that might have been a touchdown. But he shed right through that line and had made him run backwards. And Texas seemed to have a problem today with running backwards and losing yards. Because Washington is flying to that ball right now, and they're not able to run around them.
So second and goal all the way back at the 23 now, where they were when they were on fourth down earlier. But now no shot at getting a first down. You've got to get into the end zone here. Johnson in the gun, 4 wide spread out. Making some changes here at the line. He'll drop back to throw. Has plenty of time back there. Now throws for Worthy on a little underneath route. Turns upfield, gets good yardage, picks up about 13.
Yeah, that's good yardage there. It looked like there was nothing open. I mean, I think they only rushed one guy and then had to contain on him with the other 2 linemen, and then they dropped 8. So, Juice Johnson was great, being patient, finding the guy that was open, and then they've got it all the way down to the 9-yard line here. So they've got 2 plays here to probably get 9 yards.
Third and goal here as we are at the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Washington looking to make another red zone stand here in the second half. Texas looking to put up their first points of the second half here. They'll come out in the gun. 3 wide receivers. Williams to the right of Johnson there.
Nobody on square there. Oh, there you go.
Johnson back to throw now. Looking. Going to roll out. Forced out of the pocket. Going to take off with the legs. And he'll get inside the 5. Out of bounds at about the 4. That'll stop the clock with 1:34 remaining. Fourth and goal. And this is basically the game here, Sep. I know Texas has all 3 timeouts, but I mean, if Washington gets this ball back, it might be game over.
Yeah, it's definitely a big play here. Texas definitely needs to get in the end zone. Washington's got some kind of wacky coverage going on in this little zone. And it's really confusing me as well. I'm not surprised Texas is having a hard time throwing on it right now on the goal line.
Johnson comes out under center. Bunch to the right here. Williams back in the backfield. Shipley one-on-one out to the left. Now he motions Williams out into the slot on the left here. Empty backfield for Johnson. Fourth and goal. Needing to get the play off here, and he does. Back to throw here. Now rolling right. Looking, still looking. Throws into the end zone for Dean. And a huge hit. Helmet-to-helmet hit. Doesn't get called. Ball falls incomplete. Turnover on downs.
Man, another drop there for Texas. I know it's a harder catch, but man, Coach Rebam's going to rip into his receivers after this game. That's a tough play, but a great find for Juice Johnson. Just maybe a little too late. But he's still got 3 timeouts here, so let's see what happens.
So now first and 10 for the Huskies here at their own 4. They come out in the gun. Hurd keeps it on the read option, gets a few yards, tackled from behind after running into his own lineman. Could have been a lot more, but it's going to be 2nd and 6 as Texas calls time.
That was a roller coaster play there because at first it was like, oh, it's going to be a safety. And then he runs past that D lineman. I'm like, oh, that's a touchdown. There's 3 blockers ahead. And then he runs in the back of his line. It's only a 4-yard gain. So, Texas is still in it here.
Clock stops with 1:23. 2nd and 6 for the Huskies at their own 7. Now, Hurd comes out here in the pistol. Motions his tight end out wide. And it'll be a stretch run here for Newton out to the right side. Get some space. Good blocking ahead of him. And he's going to pick up about 13 yards there, maybe even more. Tackled down near the 21. First down, Washington.
Yeah, that's probably going to be game there. Unless I'm doing my math wrong. I don't know. Maybe I am, but That was a great patient run there to stretch it outside and get the first.
Handoff again to Newton, trying to break some tackles, and he does. Picks up 5. Texas calls a final timeout with a minute 12 remaining. So at this point, Washington can just sit on this one and win this game.
Yeah, they're just running all over them. That's really the domination here. I think the tail between the two halves here is the struggle of the Washington rush offense in the first half, and then the absolute domination there in the second half.
Yeah, definitely their ability to run the ball and control time of possession here in the second half was key to this victory for them, and the absolute absence of Ricky Williams for the Longhorns. Second and 5 here. Hurd in the gun. Newton to his left. 2 tight ends set. And it'll be a counter run here for Newton out to the left side. And he'll be tackled down before he can get the first. So clock will keep on running now. 3rd and 1 for the Huskies.
I mean, I think this is game. I'm almost, yeah. I don't. There should just be a knee here.
Yeah, if Junior Broncos wants to, he can knee it here and win this game. We'll see if he decides to or if he just wants to run it instead.
I'm Texas. I'm slapping on the strip ball here. Oh, no,
And it looks like they won't get the chance to, as he will knee this ball down. And that will be the game. Washington going to take this one from Texas here at home, 14-10.
Oh, that was an absolute defensive battle there.
Yeah, low scoring slobber knocker of a game. Washington now will move to 3-4 on the year as Texas falls to 2-4 now after this loss. And there's the final whistle. That will do it. Washington wins it here 14-10 in an absolute muddy slobber knocker of a game here, folks. And we will talk shortly here with the victorious coach of the Washington Huskies, Mr. Junior Broncos.
How you doing, Idej?
Coach, congratulations on the win. What did it take for your team to be able to just pull this one out in such a hard-fought game?
That was a phenomenal game revamp. That was we had to play smart. We didn't I mean the score's 14-10. I think we're averaging 36 points a game, so we didn't that was a straight chess match right there. Chess match, like just calculated 4 for 8 on third down. The turnover before the first at the halftime.
4 fucking drives. Like, come on,
What
dog.
a revamp! Hey, revamp, big pimping, great game, dude.
Oh, y'all can hear me? My bad, pimp.
No, you good, dude. Trust me. You hear my post game last week? You're good, dude. Great game.
So you were able to hold Ricky Williams pretty much in check. Was that a point of emphasis for you coming into this game? And if so, what was it that you were able to do that let you be so successful today?
Absolutely. Ricky was our number one concern. I was having nightmares starting around Monday thinking about Ricky. So, we watched that counter game. The guard, watched Ricky was number one concern. We got lucky. We could have got beat on a lot of those runs by Juice too. We got lucky on defense. Our defense has been sus all year. We weren't able to force a turnover, but like you said, we were able to at least stop the rush game.
Sep?
Yeah. I just really got one question for you. So going into the game, was your goal? I mean, to just limit those possessions for Texas? Because I mean, you had I think a 5.5 minute drive there in the third quarter. I think Texas only was able to run 5 plays or so in that third quarter. So was that really one of your main goals to keep that offense off the field there?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I can get playing against Panda or some of these other guys or sausages, and you start getting in a firefight and you start throwing the ball 60 times a game. Here threw it 15 times. I came out. I knew I've had the offense has been good. We've been throwing. I knew it was going to have to be a possess. We're going to have to get back to like the basics of X's and O's and kind of if we didn't want Ricky to destroy us, we got to keep him off the field. So we had to control the clock. Had to actually run the ball. We actually had 121 on the ground. We had success on the ground. which is the first game all season we've had success in the ground. So that
Uh,
helped. That helped too, keeping the ball out of Ricky's hand.
yeah, that kind of leads into my. I got one more question. Sorry.
Yeah.
That leads into this kind of question here. I think in the first half you had, I think 30 something yards rushing on 12 carries, and then in the second half that really kind of blew up, and you ended up with I think 150 or something yards. So what did you change between if anything from the first half to the second half on that the run game?
Well, Heward went down, as y'all saw. He missed, I think, about a drive and a half, or maybe that whole drive. So I was super paranoid to run with. My backup is just as good as him. He's a senior, but if I had lost him, like I didn't know Heward was even coming back. I didn't check things, so I kind of took the running back. So I'm trying to not run the option as much. We had success on the outside. Uh, we were trying the run. I put an emphasis all game before. I just focused on running the ball and trying to get back to the basics, trying to hit my timing, trying to quit overthinking things, and trying to play cute. Just kind of getting back to, um, Husky football. And so that second half, though, to answer your question, Seth, our offensive line blocked great. That's a great defensive front for Texas. The holes we were patient. I wasn't hitting turbo the second I got the ball. I was patient. I was really letting those guards come out and try to block for me. I think there was a few of those runs I could have popped them for a little bit more had I read the blocks pretty a little bit better. But I was able to get 6 at a time.
I noticed that your patience on your writing was really good in that second half. That's all I got right there. So.
Yeah, Sep, I appreciate it.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congrats on the win and good luck on the rest of the season, man.
Hey, Idej, I appreciate the call. Sep, appreciate the call. Appreciate you, George, producing. Revamp again, fucking phenomenal game, dude. Absolutely. Great game.
Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Washington Huskies, Mr. Junior Broncos. And now we will talk to the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, Revamp.
What's up, pimps?
Coach, good game there. I know it was a hard fought one. What do you think ended up being the difference in this one?
Not executing when it matters most, I guess. Too many drop passes, drop interceptions, just drops.
So Ricky Williams only had 4 carries on the day. Was that just you got behind and felt like you needed to throw, or was that sort of the game plan coming in, or was he just not getting much room to work?
Yeah, I think that was kind of. I mean, at this point, everybody knows we're 3 seasons in. Even the new coaches know. They kind of have the advantage getting to see previous seasons and whatnot. They know Ricky's the main focal point of the offense. If obviously, this man's fucking the goat around Texas. Uh, but the one thing is, I wasn't gonna force feed him like that. He's got a really stout defense. I mean, I think they're like 99 overall or whatnot. So, I mean, he's got some big ass monsters. I can't even pronounce their names and shit. So they're beasts. And honestly, I'm really proud of our offense today. 10 points isn't anything to really be proud about, to be honest. But we didn't throw any interceptions. We took what was given to us the entire game. We checked the ball down. That's one thing I've been trying to work on and focus on. Quit, swinging for homers every fucking play. But, like overall, I'm proud. I'm proud of the way our offense played. Defense obviously played really good to hold this crazy offense to 14 points. Unfortunately, we just didn't get it done. I'm sorry I talked so long right there, but
Sep?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, how do you think you traveling up to Washington? I mean, obviously, it's pouring down rain, and Washington being up here all the time, probably used to playing in the rain a little bit more.
yeah.
Do you think that really contributed to your players, them not being prepared in these conditions to be dropping these balls and dropping these interceptions?
Yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Like, to
Okay.
be real with you, at the end of the day, it's the game. We can say, "Oh, you're playing away, you're playing this." I honest to God don't feel like any of that affected me personally in my play. It might have affected my players. I mean, 4 drop passes. That touchdown at the end was a drop. I mean, anytime you get 4 drop passes in a game, and we can go back, defense was dropping shit too. So, like I said, man, I ain't trying to be like that, but it is what it is. Today, I just feel like we didn't execute.
That's all I. Thanks, Revamp.
Yeah, I I love you, pimp.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck on the rest of the season.
I appreciate it, fellas. And I love you, Broncos. Good game. Everybody that produces, comments, whatever. I love y'all, pimps.
Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, Revamp. And that will just about wrap things up for us here on this one. Sep, any final thoughts on this one?
It was a great game, right down to the end, and great game to both coaches.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And remember, everyone, we do have another game tomorrow night here at 9:30 Eastern Time. Tennessee takes on Oklahoma to start off Week 9. We have a couple of really good matchups, especially the Texas A&M Miami matchup in Week 9. The last two undefeated teams in the NWO. Only one of them is going to walk out of there with their perfect record intact, ladies and gentlemen. But that's going to be it for us here on this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's get ready to write out.